Most employees think promotions come from talent alone, but this book reveals something very different. Managing Up by Melody Wilding explains why understanding your boss may matter more than being the hardest worker in the room. In this video, you will learn the strategies top performers use to gain influence, earn trust, avoid burnout, and position themselves for long-term success. These lessons can completely change the way you approach your career and professional relationships. Before we begin, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to support this channel and help us create more powerful book summaries like this one. Countless talented employees stay invisible for years despite sacrificing their time and energy. They overdeliver, stay late, answer emails at midnight, and still wonder why someone else gets promoted first. Melody Wilding explains that success at work is not just about performance alone. It is about relationships, communication, visibility, and strategic thinking. The people who rise fastest understand how to align themselves with leadership priorities instead of simply trying to impress everyone around them. Managing up does not mean manipulation or fake behavior. It means making your manager's life easier while advancing your own goals at the same time. Great employees anticipate problems before they happen and think one step ahead of everyone else. They communicate clearly, solve issues proactively, and reduce stress for the people above them. When your boss sees you as reliable, proactive, emotionally intelligent, and solution-focused, opportunities start appearing naturally. This mindset changes everything about how you approach your career and your daily interactions at work. One of the biggest mistakes employees make is assuming their boss thinks exactly like they do. Every manager has different communication styles, priorities, fears, and pressures that influence their decisions. Some care deeply about details, while others focus almost entirely on results. Some want constant updates, while others hate being interrupted unless absolutely necessary. Melody Wilding explains that understanding your boss's operating system is one of the fastest ways to become valuable and trusted. The more you adapt your communication style intelligently, the stronger your influence and reputation become. Pay attention to what your boss rewards, complains about, and worries about most often. Listen carefully to the language they use in meetings and what topics immediately grab their attention. Notice what gets praised publicly and what gets criticized privately. These patterns reveal their true priorities far more than official company slogans ever will. Once you understand those priorities, you can position your work in a way that naturally earns recognition and trust. Communication can either build trust quickly or quietly destroy it over time. Many professionals overcomplicate updates and accidentally create confusion instead of clarity. Wilding teaches that leaders value clarity above almost everything else because their attention is constantly divided. Strong communicators get to the point quickly, explain solutions instead of only problems, and avoid emotional reactions during stressful moments. They respect people's time and communicate with purpose. The simpler, calmer, and clearer your communication becomes, the more leadership begins to trust your judgment and decision-making abilities. Your boss does not want unpleasant surprises. One of the most powerful strategies in the book is proactive communication and expectation management. Keep leaders informed before problems grow larger and become impossible to ignore. Share progress updates before they ask for them and communicate risks early instead of hiding mistakes out of fear. Employees who create predictability become incredibly valuable inside organizations because they reduce uncertainty and stress. Managers trust people who help them stay informed rather than forcing them to constantly chase updates. Many ambitious people secretly suffer from approval addiction. They say yes to everything because they fear disappointing others or appearing difficult. But this mindset eventually leads directly to burnout, resentment, and exhaustion. Melody Wilding explains that managing up also requires protecting your own energy, focus, and emotional health. If you constantly overextend yourself, your performance eventually collapses, no matter how talented you are. Sustainable success requires strategic limits, emotional awareness, and the courage to stop trying to please everyone. Setting boundaries is not selfish or unprofessional. It is a critical professional skill that protects both your performance and your mental health. High performers learn how to say no without damaging relationships or creating unnecessary tension. Instead of rejecting requests emotionally, they negotiate priorities calmly and respectfully. They focus on what creates the biggest impact instead of trying to satisfy every request immediately. This earns respect rather than resentment because leaders value people who understand priorities clearly. Visibility matters far more than most people realize. If nobody knows the value you create, your career growth slows down dramatically. Wilding encourages professionals to advocate for themselves without arrogance or constant self-promotion. Speak up during meetings, contribute ideas consistently, and share wins strategically with the right people. Make sure your contributions are connected directly to business results whenever possible. Quiet excellence alone is often not enough in competitive workplaces where perception strongly influences opportunity. Difficult conversations are unavoidable in every career, whether it is feedback, conflict, unmet expectations, or uncomfortable misunderstandings. Avoiding tension usually makes problems worse over time. Strong professionals address issues early, calmly, and directly, instead of letting frustration build silently. They focus on facts instead of personal attacks and ask questions instead of making assumptions. Courageous communication often strengthens trust instead of damaging it. The ability to handle difficult conversations maturely becomes a major leadership advantage. Emotional intelligence is one of the most underrated career advantages. People remember how you respond under pressure more than they remember what you say during calm moments. If you become reactive, defensive, passive-aggressive, or emotional during conflict, others slowly lose confidence in you. Wilding teaches the importance of emotional regulation and self-awareness in professional environments. Calm people often appear more capable and trustworthy, even during chaos and uncertainty. Your ability to stay composed becomes part of your professional reputation over time. Confidence is not about pretending to know everything. It is about trusting yourself enough to contribute your ideas and perspective. Many professionals shrink themselves in meetings because they fear sounding foolish, inexperienced, or unqualified. But silence often costs more than mistakes because invisible employees are easily overlooked. Melody Wilding explains that growth requires visibility, participation, and courage. The more you practice speaking up, the stronger your confidence and communication skills become over time. Burnout does not happen overnight. It grows slowly through chronic stress, overcommitment, emotional exhaustion, and the constant pressure to perform. Many high achievers ignore warning signs because they associate rest with weakness or laziness. But exhausted people make poor decisions, lose creativity, and struggle to think strategically. Wilding emphasizes that long-term success depends on protecting your mental, emotional, and physical energy consistently. Recovery is not optional for peak performance because sustainable success requires balance. Small habits shape your professional life more than dramatic moments. Taking breaks, organizing priorities, sleeping properly, and managing stress improve decision-making dramatically over time. Successful professionals create systems instead of relying on constant motivation or emotional energy. They understand that discipline and recovery work together instead of competing against each other. Consistency beats intensity over the long run in almost every area of life and career growth. Your daily habits quietly determine your future trajectory, whether you notice it or not. Relationships drive opportunity inside every workplace. Promotions and leadership roles often go to people others trust, respect, and enjoy working with consistently. Technical skills matter, but relationships multiply your influence and visibility dramatically. Melody Wilding encourages professionals to build genuine connections instead of transactional networking based only on personal gain. Support others before you need something from them, and invest in trust long-term. Strong professional relationships create opportunities that skills alone sometimes cannot provide. Many people drift through their careers without a clear direction. They wait for managers, companies, or circumstances to decide their future for them. But ambitious professionals take ownership of their growth and actively shape their opportunities. They ask for opportunities, seek mentorship, build skills intentionally, and communicate their goals directly. Wilding explains that clarity creates momentum because people support professionals who know where they want to go. When leaders understand your ambitions, they are more likely to help you grow. Politics exists in every workplace, whether people admit it or not. Ignoring them does not make them disappear. Managing up means understanding influence, power, and perception without becoming dishonest, fake, or manipulative. The smartest professionals stay aware of workplace dynamics while maintaining integrity and professionalism. They avoid gossip, unnecessary drama, and emotional reactions that damage credibility. Quiet professionalism becomes a powerful competitive advantage in environments filled with chaos and conflict. Reliability builds trust faster than talent alone. People who consistently deliver what they promise become indispensable inside organizations. Wilding stresses the importance of follow-through because broken promises slowly destroy professional credibility. If you commit to something, complete it well and on time whenever possible. Consistency creates confidence in your leadership potential and future growth opportunities. Trust compounds over time like interest in a bank account and becomes one of your greatest professional assets. Leadership begins long before you receive an official title. The best professionals solve problems, support teammates, and create stability around them consistently. They do not wait for permission to act like leaders because leadership is shown through behavior, not status. Melody Wilding explains that influence grows through actions, reliability, and emotional maturity over time. People naturally follow individuals who create calm, clarity, and momentum during stressful situations. Leadership is earned daily through trust and consistent behavior. Constant availability is not the same as productivity. Many workers feel pressured to respond instantly to every message, request, and notification, but reacting all day destroys focus, creativity, and strategic thinking. Wilding encourages intentional work habits instead of living in a constant state of urgency and distraction. Deep focus creates better results than endless multitasking and emotional exhaustion. Protecting your attention may become one of your greatest professional advantages in the modern workplace. Advocating for yourself is necessary if you want career growth. No one will care about your career as much as you do. If you want promotions, better opportunities, or higher compensation, you must communicate your achievements and ambitions clearly. Waiting silently for recognition often leads to frustration, disappointment, and feeling overlooked. Strategic self-advocacy helps leaders understand your value and future potential. Confidence, preparation, and communication create opportunities that silence rarely produces. The biggest lesson from managing up is surprisingly simple. Career success is not just about talent, intelligence, or working longer hours than everyone else. It is about emotional awareness, communication, relationships, adaptability, and strategic action. The professionals who thrive understand both themselves and the people around them deeply. They work with intention instead of operating on autopilot every single day. Small behavioral changes repeated consistently can completely transform your career trajectory over time. Managing up is ultimately a guide to becoming more effective, respected, influential, and fulfilled at work. Melody Wilding reminds us that success comes from balancing ambition with emotional intelligence and self-awareness. If you master communication, boundaries, visibility, trust, and strategic thinking, your career opportunities expand dramatically. The people who succeed long-term are not always the smartest people in the room, but often the most emotionally intelligent and adaptable. Thank you for watching this book summary. Comment below with the biggest lesson you learned from this video and let us know which book you want summarized next. Do not forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications to support this channel and help us continue creating powerful videos like this one.